Well, here we are, gang.
Yeah.
We found a new cool spot for this episode.
This is really cool.
I know.
You can look down on the street and see people walking by. What's up?
You know what? We should probably give a disclaimer right off the top here. God only knows what you might see on the streets of San Francisco behind us.
I heard some descriptions.
Yeah. We'll
didn't
find out
sound
together. This week, Eddy from Sweet Undertow joins us to talk about his long-delayed and finally here album, Skeletone Machine. And we'll also chat with Shannon Kaler about the Stone Fox's brand new album, On the Other Side. And I have a question for you. Where the hell is everybody?
I sent the email. I told them where we were going to be. I don't know where everybody
Well, I mean, I
else
found
is.
this cool new spot, and I thought we could
Yeah,
all
yeah,
join up here and, like,
totally.
right? I mean, this...
Going to text
Okay.
everybody and see
All
where
right.
they are.
You know what? We'll figure that out. You're watching Soundwaves TV.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? Stephen Kirk here with you. We got Joe Hawk.
Pizza
we got
and
Joey
beer.
Mack. We got pizza and beer. We're here for a Soundwaves party. We're going to catch up with Dennis and Chasta. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I must have got here early. Got all the cameras set up. Got all the lights set up.
All right, we are all ready. We're just missing a couple of hosts. That's all. Yo, Dennis, let's go.
This is a little odd, don't you think?
Hello. Chasta.
Doesn't sound like they're here.
You did read the email, right?
Text them, right?
Yeah, I'll text him. Go ahead.
Text them.
Okay, well, while we figure this out, let's go ahead and get the show started.
Yeah.
There's a brand...
What's the first artist that we're doing?
So actually, this is a brand new band I never even heard of. They're called Sweet Teeth, and actually have the brand new song. It's called Break My Heart Again. And what's really interesting, it's only a minute and a half long, which I guess, good music doesn't have to take too long. Same
true.
thing with other stuff, right?
I've had relationships last shorter than this video.
I bet you have. Well, here, go ahead. Here, check out a brand new music video from Sweet Teeth. Here's Break My Heart Again.
Motherfucker.
Lost
Welcome back to Soundwaves TV. I'm Dennis Willis. She is Chasta. And we're at this super cool location. And I think we figured out what happened. I think that I sent the email because I'm the producer.
Right.
I am the producer.
You are.
And I do send the emails.
You send all the emails.
Right. So I sent the email and I CC'd everybody. Did you get yours?
I did.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
That's wonderful.
Right.
And so I didn't
Yeah.
send multiple emails. I sent the one.
Yeah, I got it.
And you got yours?
I saw it was CC'd. There were a bunch of people on it.
It was. So
Yeah.
so yeah, you got yours, and that's why we're here. But everybody else somehow ended up at Green Room Music. So we're just going to get through this show.
Yeah.
And we got
Never
some
done
good
an
stuff coming
episode
up.
like this, but you know what? It's fun.
You know? Hey,
Stick around.
rock and roll.
Because coming up, we've got videos from San Francisco band The 151. Love those guys.
Yeah.
Ches Kane, Tyler Bryant and the Shakedowns, and Eddy from Sweet Undertow. He's going to join us to talk about his brand new album. And we also have a new video from On Off.
Yes, Eddy is cool, and Paulie from On Off. This
Yes.
is great. You had, I'm sorry, I was just the rude texting back and
Oh.
forth. I mean, like people can't read their emails. It's just
I know, and they can't be
beyond
pissed
me.
at us. You know
No,
what? You did your
exactly.
due diligence.
I did.
You did it.
Let's talk about Paulie from On Off.
Yes, yes.
You had a great interview with him in the dark times during the pandemic.
The dark times, yes.
And it was wonderful. And he was finishing up this album, actually, at the time.
He was in the studio, I believe, at the time with Brian Wheat, who is the bassist for Tesla, and he produced that album.
Who just played Bone Bash.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. And that's a really big deal for them
Yeah.
to, have this stamp of approval from somebody like that, which they deserve because On Off is great. We love Paulie. It was such a fun interview. So
Yeah.
Blah,
I
blah,
think-
blah is the name of it.
That's what I think to call every episode when I can't really think of anything clever.
This episode especially because
Yeah.
it's unhinged.
So this is brand new from On Off. It's called Blah, Blah, Blah.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We just found out that this big old party episode has turned into two separate parties at two different locations right now. And did you read the email?
I never read the email.
Well, that doesn't help us in this situation.
No,
Shoot.
you're supposed to read the email. That's why I rely on you.
I just skimmed to see what time we're supposed to show up.
I don't know.
What do you think Steve thinks?
Steve?
We're going to let him figure this out. So while we still figure this out and Steve, I guess, berates Dennis on text line, stay tuned because our good friend of both Soundwaves TV and also 107 on the Bone, Shannon Kaler of the Stone Foxes will be on. So stay tuned right after this.
No, tell him to come here. We're not going over there.
Tell him at least bring some more beer.
Yes.
Hey, want to watch Soundwaves TV on your big screen? Head over to the Roku channel store and download our free app, Soundwaves TV. You'll get every brand new episode and archives of every past season. Do it now. We've got your next party covered.
This portion of Soundwaves TV is sponsored by Longboard, the coolest hidden gem on the coast. A world-class music venue with a neighborhood vibe. Stop by for a drink or check out an awesome show. For more information, go to longboardbar.com.
Hey everyone, you're watching Soundwaves TV. Chasta and Dennis here. It's been a wild and interesting episode so far.
It has been. This has been kind of cool watching people walk by on the streets of San Francisco down here.
You never know what you're going to see.
Yeah. Now I know what the TRL guys felt like.
Okay,
that whole
so
thing, yeah.
that's why we picked this room because it reminded me of the TRL days. I did get to go on TRL. I've told you that story.
I know. You want to tell them that story?
Yeah, real quick. Headline is I got to go on TRL. So me and my best friend Allison, when we were coming out of high school, going into college, we were like, we're going to New York. It's that moment when you turn 18 and you get a credit card.
Oh, that's
it's
a bad
that moment.
That was a bad moment.
Yeah, paid for that one for a while.
Yeah.
Anywho, it was really fun and well worth it. Got to see Carson Daly. Here's the thing. I was kind of a radio nerd there and in love with Carson Daly. I don't even remember who the musical acts were. I was only mesmerized because I was like this close to Carson Daly.
So you're telling me there's no way that I can look on YouTube and try to find you,
it.
but I'd have to look at every TRL because you don't remember?
I don't remember, but I do have it on video in the attic somewhere.
She shouldn't have said that.
So
She shouldn't have said
I'll
that.
pull it up at some
Okay,
point.
good.
But anyway, okay, I digress. So coming up, I'm going to talk to Shannon Kaler of the Stone Foxes.
Yes.
Brand new album, and it was inspired by something so incredible. So Shannon has a heart issue, and he had to have a surgery. He did not know it was going to be an open heart surgery until he was in it, and that really made him obviously reflect about his life. And I mean, that would make you have a moment.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and really
absolutely.
think about what it's all about. What's the meaning of life? He put all of that energy and all of those thoughts and all that processing into this album.
And I'm not an artist, and I don't put words to song, but when you have somebody like Shannon who does, and who's an incredible wordsmith, you can imagine how powerful that's going to be. And,
It's a journey.
It's a whole album that's pretty much dedicated to the idea of like, what if, you know, and looking back and looking forward. Really, really great stuff.
This is a true story. I listened to the whole album. I went down on Highway 1. I drove the coast, and I'm just looking at the ocean and listened to every song, and it was a true journey.
Wow.
Yeah, so I love this album.
Nice.
We love Shannon. We love the Stone Foxes, so very excited about that.
Yeah, let's do this. So
Yeah.
this was an interview that was here actually at the Cumulus building. Sorry, we just revealed where we are.
I know, right?
And it was a few months ago, but Shannon joined you in the old K-Fog studio. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
And it was wonderful. It was. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I
a
know.
second.
I keep hearing the buzzing.
I know, and
I-
it's you know.
Is it him again?
Look, they got the pizza and beer, and they're still being rude. I don't understand
Okay,
what
so hold up. So let me get this straight. So they don't show up to the right place.
Right.
And now they're the ones with pizza and beer, and
Right.
we're the ones here trying to hold down the show. Is
And
that what I'm getting?
I'm the a-hole.
and
Okay,
he's pissed
all
at
right.
you, and he's texting you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go deal with this.
Okay. All right. You know
so,
what? We've got a
yeah.
video. The 151. We love this band. So watch this. We'll be right back, I guess. You're watching Soundwaves TV, I think.
said Jimmy's like my big brother. Like me, he don't play much covers. And I said, Jimmy boy, what's your secret? He said, I don't play it if I don't mean it. You got them pedals in that briefcase, like MCA and that BK. He said, man, I play all day. So walk my way or walk the way. When you sing about that lighthouse, its curtains close and its lights out. Boy, you'll never put that mic down until the cooling board and your time's out. You got your heart up in that guitar. When I die, I hope you playing my songs. Remember Antioch and Delta days? You hit the stage and blew the crowd away. Yeah, I might have stole a beat from you, but don't trip, it's just your little brother. Well, you would never have to fight about it. Just rock the stage after you write about it. When you sing about that lighthouse, its curtains close and its lights out. Boy, you'll never put that mic down until the cooling board and your time's out.
You're watching Soundwaves TV. Chasta here. So excited to have Shannon Kaler back on Soundwaves of the Stone Foxes. This is tradition. You've been on basically every season, I believe.
Oh, well, I like being here. I like you. I love you. I love
you.
Dennis.
I know.
It's a great family. It's really cool.
See? He gets it. And
Yeah.
look how freaking color coordinated we are.
Well, and I thought maybe that's a bit much.
No, it's not. It's
Okay,
never.
well-
No, more is more.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. More is
Cool.
more, yes.
Okay.
So welcome back.
Thanks.
I am geeked out over your new album that's going to come
Oh,
out.
then thank you very much.
Like
That's awesome.
I'm not blowing sunshine up your skirt here. Truly. You sent
Okay.
these tracks to me right before Christmas, I think.
Yeah, well, I feel bad. I didn't send them to all the folks, but
I run a radio station.
fair.
Sorry.
Yeah, right.
And we have a show where we play music like that. So it is what it is.
I run a radio
I'm
station.
gonna pull that card. You know what I'm saying? So I've been rocking out to some of these songs for quite some time. In fact, on that secret link I have, you may see like a lot of them have a high number.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of me.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
So Stone Foxes has gone through a little bit of a transformation. You guys haven't toured in 2-ish years like everybody else.
Right.
So how has this album been for you? Writing it with your brother, getting
Yeah.
in there, doing the dang thing again. Tell me about it.
It was really cool. It's kind of a healing process album because I had an open heart surgery that I didn't think was going to be open heart, and there were some complications with accessing some of my pacemaker leads. I have some congenital heart problems.
Right, which I knew that about you. I didn't know
Yeah.
that this was sort of a surprise.
Yeah, it kind of was. It almost came down to the very last minute. So my fiance Shayna and I are in the waiting room, and they're like, "Well, it might be open heart, might not." And the difference is it's
The
either
difference is they open up your chest.
right?
I mean,
so it was a bigger thing than it was supposed to be, and And then there was some health issues in my family, and then a good close friend of ours who actually did the artwork. She did a painting of my chest with the scars and the steri strips and stuff.
Yeah.
And so this whole album is really about getting through that, and my fiance being there, and and like everybody else, my brother and I have a lot of anxiety issues, and so making it, coming over to his house after we would record the drums and stuff in a studio, in our buddy's studio at the Complex in San Francisco. And but then he and I basically did the rest at his place with a bunch of great contributions from Bay Area artists all over the place. But he and I did a lot of that. And so like our Saturday mornings, we'd kind of sit on the couch and say, how you doing? How you doing? And it was more about just our time together, but then it turned into this thing.
Of course it did.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, that explains why I connected to some of these songs on a real deep level.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
other side, I mean, I texted you, I think, that very first time I heard it. And first of all, it could be a Beatles song. I mean, it's so transcendent and different and cool. And
thanks.
It's just, tell me what that was in the story that you just told.
Yeah.
Where did that come from, that song? Because it feels so internal and so deep.
Yeah. So Spence did the whole whistling. There's a big whistling track.
It's like a saloon track in the beginning or something. I feel like it would be over a Breaking Bad, right? Like it's very cinematic.
There's a ton of, we were thinking, okay, how do we take Ennio Morricone like soundtracks for Good, the Bad, and the Ugly
yes.
and do our rock and roll thing with it, be true to that, but also more grooves.
So that really was an inspiration?
Oh, totally.
Man, you freaking nailed that.
Oh,
it's immediate. I felt it.
Oh, good.
Okay,
good.
so that's where you started with that song.
Yeah, Spence did the whole music. He basically wrote the whole thing musically.
Okay.
And then he said, okay, so we need lyrics. So I kind of thought, okay, it would be nice if this was more of like a mantra. Because at first we thought, let's just leave it instrumental. But then I thought maybe it can just be a repetitive, like Pink Floyd kind of thing.
That's very, very good vibes. Yeah.
So we kind of, one day at a time we'll reach the other side, and, the person you love is going to be there on the other side of it for you.
Yeah.
Which is, very much like being put under during a surgery.
Yeah.
It's about that, reaching the other side of your panic attack. All that kind of stuff.
So good. I am covered in chills right now. There's a big connection between that song for me and Time Is a Killer. Which is that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Is that, I know, isn't it fun to see how.
No, that's
fun
cool.
or annoying.
What
to see
else
how
do you
people,
think?
I know, right? To see how people interpret your words and your feelings. But because Time Is a Killer, so I live in a very bittersweet way. Like in my head, I'm always like, oh, I love my moments with my kid. And then I look at him in the very same moment, I go, I'm losing him day by day.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that messed up? But that's the truth. Because
that's devastating,
as
Mom.
a parent, I know, as a parent, like you enjoy, but it goes so fast that you just feel like you're grabbing it all of the time. You can't catch it. And Time Is a Killer, as soon as I heard that song, I went, whew, I feel this one in a big way. So I don't even know if that's what that is about.
I'm not even going to tell you what I was thinking because I don't want to mess up your thing.
Okay. No, it won't mess it up.
No, yeah.
It felt very deep to me.
Cool.
It felt like I feel like the hardest thing about life for me is that time, we don't have enough of it.
Yeah.
You can't get it back. It's not a resource you can get back.
Well, yeah, and it's going to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, time wins
every time.
Every time. And that's sort of the idea. But I wanted to do something that, bone chiller, Fright Night Thriller is like I wanted to do something that felt like a scary movie or like, and give it like a persona, like, kind of like a, No Country for Old Men, the Javier Bardem character.
Yeah.
Like, this basic, he's basically a spirit. He doesn't represent anything but death and scariness.
Right.
And so how do you make that a character in a song? And that doesn't matter if you're poor, if you're rich or whatever, it's gonna win at some time. But I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry you're losing time.
No. But I think everyone relates to that. I think that's and you don't even have to be a parent to have that notion.
Yeah.
Because we all unfortunately know our time is finite.
Yeah.
And so you gotta live to the max. I'm sure that's what you felt with your surgery. Like this is a very full circle thing. Like, when I come out of this, I'm going all in.
Yeah. And there's like a real lasting image for me of my fiance being there before I get put under, and that was a new experience having my person there.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Makes it even more intense.
Yeah.
I get all the vibes from this album. I can't even tell you how jacked I am.
Thank you.
We already played A Time as a Killer on Soundwaves FM on 107.7 The Bone, Saturday nights at 11, hosted by Dennis Willis. Man, I've gotten used to saying that. That was
Nice
I
work.
say that in my sleep.
It's like you run a radio station.
It's like I run it, but I don't. Pulling that card. I'm going to pull it every time. I don't care. If I get to hear amazing tracks like this before most other people, I'm going to pull that card. So thank you, sir. Thank you. So I wanted to mention one other thing. I saw recently you jammed with a guy that we think is just so special, Fantastic Negrito.
Yeah.
He's such a cool
That was
dude.
so cool.
I've never been able to meet him. We've wanted to get him on Soundwaves and will. You hear me? Fantastic. We will.
Yeah.
How was he?
Oh, he's so cool.
Love it.
We were talking about like our heritage. It was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
And like somehow we got onto talking about like Vikings were farmers.
Oh
at
my
some
gosh.
point. Yeah, it got deep fast. It got interesting. Yeah. No, but it was really fun. Really sweet man, Xavier.
Yeah.
And it was for a benefit up in Napa that they put together to support Ukrainian refugees.
Love it. He's always doing great work for all kinds of people and everyone, and it's awesome.
It was really cool. Raised a bunch of money, and it was all first aid stuff.
That's wonderful. As soon as I saw you post about that on social, I thought those two humans in one room had to be one of the coolest moments ever, because you're so cool. And
no, that's the opposite. He was cool. I was like, whoa. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm Shannon. I
Yeah,
love it.
that's
Thank you
right.
so much for being here.
Thank you.
Always. I love you so much. Yes. So make sure Stone Foxes, follow them everywhere. Get that album as soon as it comes out. We'll let you know before it comes out. We'll give you a heads up. All right. You're watching Soundwaves TV. We'll be right back.
Check out Soundwaves TV on all our social media accounts. Deleted scenes, extended interviews, the latest announcements, and official playlists. The Bay Area plays here. Hit us up everywhere at Soundwaves TV.
Closed captioning for Soundwaves TV is brought to you by Green Room Music Center, offering rock camp, music lessons, a drum shop, and rehearsal spaces for rent. For more information, go to greenroommusiccenter.com.
Well, we're back. Soundwaves TV. We are back. The boys are back.
We're in town.
I mean, this is supposed to be a whole big party thing. Woo, yay, all that sort of stuff. Dennis and Chasta are on the other end of town, doing God knows what, trying to get it figured out. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to berate Dennis some more for not showing up.
Well, as you should.
Yeah.
Because he clearly didn't state in the email that where we're supposed to go.
That you didn't read?
Well, that's why I said clearly, like with quotations.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, we ended up having our own little party. We're going to keep this going for, I guess, as long as we can, or we figure out what else to do with this whole situation. Coming up, Chasta actually has a pre-recorded interview with Eddy from Sweet Undertow. And disclaimer, like I just said, this is a pre-recorded interview, not to make you think that, Chasta's actually in the other room.
It's obviously pre-recorded because she's not here.
Exactly. So stay tuned. It's coming up right after this.
Are they bringing beer?
With temperatures hovering around the mid-80s. So roll down your windows and stick with us for the next hour and a half for more all new, all fresh, all rock on the new, hot, up and coming here on Power Zone Radio 95.9. Coming up next is another brand new smoking track from Chef Kane. Here's the things we do when we're young in love.
I saw you on the town last night. Looks like you're living alright, and I don't know if you do. But sometimes I still think of you. Remember in the summer days when it was you and me and the world was wild. Oh, those were the best of times. Boy, we were the palms together. We promised it would last forever. If only I could turn back time. Oh, the
Hey everyone, you're watching Soundwaves TV. Chasta here with my buddy from many years ago, Eddy from Sweet Undertow. Nice to have you back.
It's good to be back.
You have longer hair this time.
Well, haircuts are expensive these days.
Yes, they are. We had Eddy on season 1, which I believe, if my memory serves me right, was around 2018.
Yeah.
So pre-COVID era.
Yeah.
You performed for us and everything, which we're going to get you to do again soon.
Deal.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. But it's so great to see you because that was the first time I had met you. I've followed your career since during COVID, during the lockdown. We hate to even talk about it, but it is a big part of what we've all gone through.
Yeah, that's right.
And I know you've been trying to put together an album that's almost here for quite some time.
Yeah.
So tell us about this album that's taken a while to birth.
Yeah. Well, it's called Skeletone Machine, and we're releasing it on the 16th of September. So it's just it's a baby that's been in the oven for a long time.
Yeah. How does it feel to be right here where it's like now it's coming out? How does that feel to go, all right, I've been working on this and now I have to let it go, let it fly?
Man, it feels like I've been underwater for a long time. I'm just right at the surface, about to pop out and take a breath.
Wow. Yeah. That's a beautiful, this is why I love him. He writes lyrics like that. It's so good. That's a very eloquent way of putting it.
Well, it's just a feeling. It's like, we've been doing this thing for so long and trying to put all these little pieces of the puzzle together and trying to learn how to do this and that. And then when we finally figured it out and all the people who are helping us along the way came together, it's just it's a beautiful thing.
What was the process for this album? What was the concept? Where did your inspiration come from?
Yeah, totally. So the record came from a lot of long years of travel and
one of the things I love most about you, your world travel. He's a very adventurous fella.
Well, I was just curious. but no, I'm the songs they started coming out when I moved to San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And when I moved to San Francisco, I was kind of traveling around the city a lot because I didn't really have a place that was fixed exactly. Mm-hmm. And I would play. I didn't have a place to play, so I would go and sit at Ocean Beach late at night, and play there, or go.
That's some
North
good
Beach.
inspiration.
Yeah, man. I mean, the void.
Yeah.
Or in North Beach, there's if you climb up on the hills, there's all these little hidden gardens and stuff, and you can chill in there and play music and look out at the city. And so that's where a lot of these songs came from.
That's a really cool visual to put when we all get to hear this album, to know that it was written in those cool secret spaces of San Francisco. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing in its own right.
Well,
and adds to the flavor of the album, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's to me, it's a very San Francisco kind of sound, just because a lot of the songs we're from here.
Which is interesting with you because you were born and raised in Chicago, and then you really have. I mean, that might have sounded like a joke about travel, but you really have lived in places like India and Vietnam and a number, Ukraine, if I remember
for a long time.
Yeah. So I mean, when you say the music comes from San Francisco or has that kind of vibe to it, what does that mean to you? What does a city feed into when it comes to a song or an album or whatever? What is the vibe of this city?
That's a good question. I think that when I first landed here, and I never really felt like I belonged anywhere. But when I arrived in San Francisco, it just felt right. And then the tunes started pouring out.
Wow.
And I don't know, there's some stuff about that's I did sit down and play the stuff and, think about it and write the words. But to another extent, it's well, why did it happen then?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the answer to me was something about San Francisco was just really compelling. It's hard to say. Yeah.
Well, I think there's I feel like this wouldn't be a stretch for you. Certainly not a stretch for me. There's a lot of mysticism and sort of magical feels about this city. There's a lot of juju, if you will. The things that have been created here, I think leave energy in the streets.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right. Yeah, there's something strange about this place that you don't really get. I mean, life is wonderful, and wherever you find people, you find magic. Mm-hmm. But there is something special about here, and it's really hard to sink your teeth into exactly what it is. But it's just something that you feel when you walk around, and you walk up and down these hills and you see all this unlikeliness that's here. I mean, like there should not be a city here.
Yeah, that's a good start. Yeah. Another city that gives me that feeling is New Orleans. Have you ever lived in New Orleans?
I've never lived there, but I spent some time there.
Because I feel like your music really lends towards that sound and that feel and that vibe and that energy. It's a good city for your type of music, if you will.
Well, I take that as a compliment.
Well, you know, I'm a lover of blues and like that down and dirty rock and roll. It's my favorite. So.
Well, it's cool. I mean, like, so much of what modern music has become comes from New Orleans, comes from Mississippi, comes from that part of the country. And as it kind of bled into the other areas, of course, it changed and grew and morphed. And I really feel like I'm standing in a river, and that river is like all of these songs and all of this music from all of these past decades. And it's just, I feel wonderful.
That's so fantastic to hear. I'm so glad that this baby of yours is finally coming to fruition, and everyone will hear your masterpieces that are coming out. I mean, I fell in love with your music immediately, and I told you that last time you were on Soundwaves.
Well, thank you.
Your songwriting in particular, lyrics in particular, just really strike a chord. Pun intended, I guess. Sorry. Can't speak in non-musical speak. But it's very exciting. What do you have planned for, all right, here comes the album. What comes next?
Yeah. So when we finished recording this record, it was right at the beginning of 2020 in March. We left the studio on I think it was the 16th of March.
That date sticks out to me.
Yeah. And so the next day, the world ended.
Wow. I didn't realize, I knew it was around that time, but I didn't realize it was within that 24 hours.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. There's some serious energy in this album.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we figured out how to mix it and all that stuff, but you know, that was already 2 years ago at this point. So like I kept writing songs. So I've got 2 more records worth of new songs too.
Wow.
And so,
have you already recorded any of those, or you've just got them ready?
Ready.
They're ready to go.
Yeah, they're ready to
Well, that's a good, you're ahead of the game now.
Yeah. Well,
all of a sudden, 2 years behind, you're ahead of the game.
It just kept coming.
Yeah, the wheel keeps on turning. I love it.
But yeah, so like when we put this record out, we're gonna play here in San Francisco. We're going on a little tour down to our friendly neighbor to the south, Los Angeles. Yeah. And then we're gonna come back up and try and record some demos of these new songs so we can start the process of getting pregnant again.
Yeah. I love it. That's fantastic. I have to ask, since you're a man of travel and a worldly man for sure, is San Francisco your home? Like, you think you're going to stay here? Is this a permanent spot for you? Do we get to keep you, is my question?
Probably not.
I had a feeling that was going to be the answer. Well, where's one place that you haven't set your root down that you would go, all right, I can put my flag there?
I lived in France before. I'd love to live in Paris again.
Okay, that's a good choice. Yeah.
Yeah, place is just rad.
Yeah. Are you going to write a book? Someday you should write a book about your travels.
Maybe.
Because you've told me, I mean, just a couple of stories about you riding a bus in the jungle and seeing, right? seeing plants growing out of guitars. And I mean, there's a lot there. So I think you should write a book at some point.
Well, I'll
consider it in your spare time.
I would like to, but I mean, like writing a song is like probably about 100 words in a song.
Yeah.
Writing a book, there's probably like 100,000.
Yeah, it's a little daunting.
But no, that would be fun. That would be interesting. It would probably have to come at a time in my life where I like have the time to just sit down and be in the middle of a forest. And just not,
Yeah.
I just get so distracted here in the city. There's just so much. There's so much to like.
There's a lot of distraction, but it sounds like you're using that distraction into inspiration. And that's the best thing you can do. All the chaos and the craziness and then the stillness at night in a park in the middle of the city. That's so cool. I love that. I'm going to be thinking about that when I'm listening to this album now.
Yeah. No, that's where it came from.
Well, congratulations. We're really excited for you. Yeah. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Everywhere. So at Sweet Undertow on everything. We're on everything. We're also putting out vinyl. And you go to sweetundertow.com, you can get one.
We're vinyl lovers around here.
Yeah. It just sounds better. And we recorded it all on this 2-inch tape, like in this old school studio in San Francisco.
Oh, fantastic. So it has that. It has the juju in it.
Yeah.
I love it. Even better. All right, we'll find him. Sweet Undertow. We're going to play Rain Catch Fire here.
Rain Catch Flame, yeah.
Or Flame, excuse me. I was close. Close enough.
That's all the same stuff.
No, I would never. All right, thank you for being here. Sweet Undertow, you're watching Soundwaves TV.
You got a kiss that tastes like a pistol. Let my fingers breathe round your shoulder blade. Stab your leather coat close to your throat. Your smoke so hot, you just might choke. You make the rain just play. Dance till the storm is done. When I say, you make the rain just play. You make the rain just play. I'm wearing dimes on my eyes. The city's on stage, but has forgotten its lines. The films are up, holding their breath. Coming in wearing a leather dress. You make the rain catch flame. You make the rain catch flame. Boy, the bird under my tongue. I'm gonna dance till the storm is done. I said, you make the rain catch flame. You make the rain catch flame. You got the moon in the palm of your hand. You're the leader of the skeleton band. A pearl handle and iron rose. You're the queen of forever. Whoa, 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 whoa. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. Gonna dance till the storm is done. I said, you make the rain catch flame.
If you'd like to be considered for airplay on either Soundwaves FM on 1077 The Bone or right here on Soundwaves TV, go to 1077thebone.com/Soundwaves. It's kind of like back in the day, scamming your way into a radio station with your demo tape, but never actually having to leave the house.
You guys are crazy, man.
This portion of Soundwaves TV is sponsored by Longboard, the coolest hidden gem on the coast. A world-class music venue with a neighborhood vibe. Stop by for a drink or check out an awesome show. For more information, go to longboardbar.com.
All right, well, this is traditionally what we call the final stretch. So that means we've gone almost the entire episode without being in the same place as Dennis and Chasta. And you know what? I'm just fine with that.
Screw it.
At this point.
Yeah, wasn't Dennis supposed to say this next segment?
He was supposed to.
Screw him.
But yeah, we've got the pizza, we got the beer, we've got the videos.
We got the mics.
We definitely need some more beer.
Right there.
And
You're
pizza,
number one,
but-
Dennis.
Yeah.
You're number one.
Joe Hawk, what's the song we're gonna?
So actually, we're gonna check out a music video from Tyler Brandt and the Shakedown. Actually, what's cool about these guys is that they just put out a brand new single and a brand new album, and they thought, why not start our own record label? And actually, it's called Rattlesnake Records. They're out of Nashville, Tennessee, and they're just killing it right now. It's really impressive that these guys go from coming together, making their first album, just going straight to making their own.
Making their own freaking label.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So let's go ahead and check out a video from them. Here is Tyler Brandt and the Shakedown with Ain't None Watered Down.
Oh, look. Text from Dennis.
Double the trouble, I just half the price. Ain't none watered down. 100 proof baby, gonna warm my bones. She's sweet but Lord, she's bitter. Ice cold but she goes down hot. Hellbound and she's taking me with her. Ain't none watered down. Not one drop. A spirit river wash me away. Shake and shiver when I hear your name. Ain't none watered down. Four roses she laid on my stone. Sweet mama, never leave me alone. No, no, no. Ain't none watered down. 100 proof baby, gonna warm my bones. She's sweet but Lord, she's bitter. Ice cold but she goes down hot. Hellbound and she's taking me with her. Ain't none watered down. Ain't none watered down. Proof baby. She's sweet but Lord, she's bitter. Ice cold but she goes down hot. Hellbound and she's taking me with her. Ain't none watered down. Ain't none watered down. Ain't none watered down.
Well, that does it for this episode. It's been a wild trip, hasn't it?
It's been a shaggy dog. Two different locations. It was unintentional. Crazy stuff happening down here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I missed Morris on this episode.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure
do you know what
happened with him. I'm gonna send him a text right now and say, don't go to green room, don't come here.
Right, exactly. We'll just see you next week.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So
and speaking of next week, good stuff.
Megan Slankard.
Yes.
She's going to be on,
Love
which is
her.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to talk to Megan for a really long time. She's such a powerhouse singer-songwriter. So she'll be on the episode. Plus, it's our Bone Bash episode.
Yes.
Whoop,
Yes.
whoop. So excited about that. So you will not want to miss next week, and we'll get to catch up with Morris, I guess.
Definitely.
Next week.
Yeah.
And the whole
I just
gang.
sent him the text. So,
okay, good. Hopefully the whole gang will be in one physical setting next week.
I think so.
We'll
I
see.
think
Well,
so. It
it'll
better.
be Bone Bash. So
Otherwise, we're getting the beer and pizza. That's all I have to say.
Cheers to that.
All right.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care.
Bye.
You better leave me. You better leave me with California, California. You